Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Coach and Company on the Stadium Network. My name is Peyton Lodge. Thanks for checking us out on Stadium or on our YouTube page, however you were able to find us today. You're here, and that's all that matters. Today's Thursday, which means 2 full hours of BTT Studios. So don't forget to catch Coach and Bro after this show today at 11 Eastern Time. Also, our new merch shop is live. Use code FUGAZI to save 10% off your order and rep the brand. Who doesn't want to dress like Big Tommy C? All right, last thing. We also will have a merch giveaway that we will do once Coach returns. So next week, we can look forward to that as well. We have a great show planned for today. So much going on in the world of sports with the first day of NBA hoops since the All-Star break. We got some front page news to talk about today. And for the first time on Coach and Company, we'll hoop it up college edition. So plenty to come this morning. Glad you're with us. Before I break down, before I bring the guys in, let's take a quick look at how we did last night. Oh boy. All right, producer man, let's get that off the screen. Does the doorbell work here at my place? Is really the yeah, it does. All right, the boys are here. Let's go. Let's bring them in. Got to have a bounce back day. It's time to beat the books. Oh man, look at the crew today. Let's go. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Okay, we're going to start with the man in the middle. We'll start with our numbers guy who was wearing a purple fedora on Tuesday. His name is Rafael Esparza. Raf, good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. Yes, that purple fedora fitted well for Mardi Gras days. That's pretty much I saw a lot of people just wearing was just hats. So I am glad it's over with. I am glad today's Thursday because we have some great college basketball games and NBA out of board. And don't forget the women's hockey, USA, Canada going today at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. Can't wait to watch that.
Women's hockey, men's hockey today as well. USA, let's go. A couple of OT wins last night in the Olympics from Canada and the US. We'll get to that later on in the show. Thanks, Raf. Good morning, sir. DG, next person, we got the only person I know who lives in Memphis. He is Daniel Greer. What's going on, DG?
What up, Peyton? Good morning. Good morning, boys. It's a Thursday. We're here, Peyton, because yesterday, these two knuckleheads, they sucked. And so we're here to pick them up and get today's plays going.
Thank you. I'm glad someone had to say it. All right, Mikey P. Last but not least, we got to say good morning to Mike Pendleton. We call him Mikey P. Good morning, Mikey P.
Good morning, Peyton. I'm not going to acknowledge DG because I was the only check mark on the board, but I mean, it must be hard to tell green and red. What a game last night between Arkansas and Alabama. Best game of the year in college basketball. And Darius Acuff, welcome to the top 3 or top 4 in next year's draft.
It's ridiculous. Is it like the freshman class in this college basketball nation is just ridiculous right now. I feel like we'll definitely get into this later on in the show, but definitely a special group of freshmen. We have some who want to play and some who don't want to play. We'll get to that. We'll get to that as well. All right, guys. I'm going to pull a coach this morning. I got a simple question for you guys. Oh, all right. I did have DG. I had DG jumping up quick. DG, go ahead, sir. Start us off.
Always the quickest in the game. Let's start off with hoop style here. We're going to go Portland State -3.5. I have seen that this line is teetering and moving to -4.5. I still like it there. But I like Portland State because they're 9-2 straight up at home on the season. They're a much better team at home as compared to on the road. But they just played Idaho on the road, won by 3. I like them because they're a defensive-minded team who rebounds well and gets to the free throw line. I expect them to win by 5 or more points tonight. And then we're going to go to another game. You probably don't know these two teams, and that's okay. I'm going to learn you something today. South Dakota at Denver, over 161.5. Both these teams, they average 81-plus points per game on the season. Denver, 19-5-1 to the over. They're 7-0 just at home as the favorite. I like Denver specifically, but both these teams love to get up and down. So expect a track meet tonight and go over the 161.5.
Wow, South Dakota and Denver. Who knew that would be such a shootout? Let's go. Definitely going to watch that one tonight. That's going to be good. DG, where are you going to catch that game? I'm just curious.
From the crib. I don't know where it's at on TV. We'll find a way.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just want to make sure. All right. That should be a fun one. And Portland State. Got to love a little Portland State action as well. Always. All right, Mikey P, you had the hand up pretty quickly as well. We'll give you second place. Where are you headed today, sir?
All right. I'm going to start with Jalen Tyson of the Cleveland Cavaliers over 11.5 points. Why? Well, the Cavs are taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And while James Harden is there, Evan Mobley is back, Donovan Mitchell is there, the Cavs should be up by 35 in 5 minutes of this game. So I like Jalen Tyson to get plenty of run in this one. I think he can easily hit the over on his points. And then also in the NBA, welcome back, except for the Indiana Pacers, who have about 9 people on their injury report in this one. So I love the Washington Wizards, who will be without Alex Sarr. Trae Young, Anthony Davis are already out. But I like the Wizards to cover that plus 2.5 as well.
At first pick with the Cavs, you mentioned Jared Allen. He had, a couple of 30-point games right before the All-Star break. That was ridiculous, seeing Jared Allen go for 30. Of course, I had Donovan Mitchell those nights that he had 30 points, but that's just how it works, right? And the Wizards, wow. All right, here we are in February, betting on the Wizards. That's where we are. That's where we are right now. Let's go.
Never thought I'd do it.
All right, thanks, Mikey P. We'll move on to number 3, Raphael Esparza. Raph, where are you headed, sir?
First, I want to piggyback with DG's. Portland State, they've won 18 out of their last 20 home games. I love that play. The Vikings should have no problem beating their opponent tonight. And we're going to go to the NBA first. We're going to take Houston-Charlotte first quarter over 52.5. Yes, Charlotte has a whole bunch of people not playing this game, but they're still the Hornets, and they still run crazy in the first quarter. They're averaging 30 points per game in the first quarter. This totals 52.5. I love me that number. Give me the 52.5 over. And then we're going to college basketball. Another late game in West Coast. Give me the Anteaters of UC Irvine, team total over 74.5. They're playing the Beach. Long Beach State. That's right. The Beach dropped 7 straight games there, and their D has allowed 78 points per game in that losing streak. I think the Anteaters have no problem scoring on the road.
Wow. All right. And it seems like the first pick, Rockets, Hornets, first quarter over. I feel like a couple of weeks ago you had the same pick when didn't these two teams play a few weeks ago?
Yeah, and it went over. Yes.
It went over. And we're going to get into a little bit of LaMelo Ball action at the break, but what a time, or the past 24 hours, I guess he's had. Is he in tonight, or is he out? Do you have any report on that or no?
I think he's playing. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, he wasn't hurt or anything during all that happened.
He's not on an injury report at all, so we'll see if he pops up, but I don't see it right now.
Well, he'll be taking a Lamborghini there, right? Not a Hummer, that's for sure. All right, and also we got the coaches plays today, which round 1 plays at the Genesis. Xander, round 1 score over 69.5 at -135. I hope that's Xander Schauffele. Also, Ben Griffin, -125 over Lou Aberg. Also, the last one he's got is Ashe Batia. Wow, I'm definitely butchering these. Over Ryan Gerard, or maybe not. Maybe Coach texts me after the show and says I got all those names right. Okay, well, my picks, Host Boys picks today. We're going to go with the Celtics to cover the 5.5 in Golden State. Yes, Porzingis is making his Warriors debut tonight, but that doesn't scare me much. Without Steph and Jimmy, who's going to score if Porzingis, how long? We don't know how long this guy usually plays. Brandon Pajemski's going to be out there. Pajemski 3, Moody. Come on. Yeah, Porzingis might not. We don't know how much he'll play because the Celtics now have a committee of centers to throw at him. Nehemiah Queta, very physical. Vucevic for more scoring, and Luka Garza if the first 2 guys are in foul trouble. Porzingis for Golden State tonight doesn't scare me. Give me the Celtics to cover the 5.5 And Team USA made it a little too close yesterday, going to overtime with Sweden. Slovakia, they're playing today, has just a couple NHL guys, but most importantly, they don't have any goalies who are in the NHL. So I think we see Team USA put the puck in the back of the net 5 times today. Give me Team USA over 4.5 goals to double my money. Guys, is anybody watching this hockey Olympics right now? Raph, are you watching the women's Olympics as well or no?
I'm excited to see what Team Canada does today because don't forget, USA whooped them pretty bad the last time they played, but Canada rested all their stars. So what's going to happen in this one? I think a lot of people are going to look at the score in the first meeting and say, oh, Team USA should easily win this game, when it can maybe get a little ugly in the third period.
DG, have you been watching this a little bit?
I have. I've watched both. Not the women as much, but I have seen a lot of their highlights, their scores. But the men have looked really good, and they've been very surprising because they weren't the juggernaut team that Canada has on the rink. But I love to see, if USA can continue to keep rolling through this Olympics.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more about Team Canada and how the high expectations they've had. It's just the best team they've had in a while. Mikey P, have you been watching this Olympics at all or not really?
Peyton, I cashed one ticket and then I was on Team Italy women's hockey and I was good from there. I will always check in to see what Team Italy is doing. And then after that, I just go, oh, all right, that's it.
Why Team Italy, Mike?
Because I am Italian.
Okay. That's the only reason you put the bet in?
Oh, yeah. I have nothing,
no
knowledge whatsoever. I just went with, the bloodline.
Wow. Very interesting.
That's the same thing I did.
Wow, same time. Raph, when these NHL games or not NHL games, but these Olympic games are going on, you see like USA. I think today they're like minus $6 or something, and just some crazy numbers have been coming out. But when these other teams score the first goal, or when the US comes out and hits the first goal, it's 1-0. Then they're minus 2,500. And then the other team scores one. The numbers just drastically change after one goal. Why is that so crazy? Like just a huge change in the odds.
Because I think the amount of money coming in on live betting in these games, because so far USA have been heavy favorites, but if they give up a goal first, then their live betting number drops and then people pile on USA. Be very careful with USA and Canada men's side because they may be overlooking these two games because we're already talking about the gold medal game of Canada and USA. I think one of these two teams loses.
Wow. DG, you think one of these two teams loses today? Is just really hard to see. I mean, both squeaked by yesterday in overtime.
Yeah. It was great to see the 3 out of the 4 total games went to overtime. So there's got to be some people that are tired, but yes, there could be one of these. Memphis, USA. I'm repping my hood here, but USA has looked suspect, right? They haven't been really in control, but Hellebuck in the goal has been the reason this team has been so good. He's been dominant until I think it was the last minute when he gave up the goal. In the third period in last game, but in overtime they end up looking and honestly just controlling that game from there. But yeah, Connor Hellebuck has looked great in goal.
Yes, Mikey P. It seemed like when you go 3-on-3 overtime, you had Connor McDavid on Team Canada. I mean, it kind of felt like the game was over before it started. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I missed it.
You missed the whole game yesterday? Oh man,
he's Italian.
Yeah, this guy must be Italian. Oh my goodness! I was watching it during class yesterday, man. That was great. Oh. All right, guys. Great job. I feel like we're gonna have a bounce back day, a winning day. Because why, DG? Yesterday was
they sucked.
They sucked yesterday. Today, DG and I are here. I'm in the host chair. It's just a completely different morning. All right, we're just getting started here on this beautiful Thursday morning. So much coming up. Very excited you're with us. You're watching Coaching Company on Stadium. Let's go. All right, welcome back as we continue on our YouTube page. All right, we can show this one because everyone turned out to be okay. This was LaMelo Ball in his Hummer in Charlotte, and Wow. A witness in wow. That is look at that front tire. A witness said that LaMelo ended up leaving in a Lamborghini, guys. How do you think the other guy felt when he sees he gets hit by a Hummer that's completely customized, and the guy who you get hit with leaves in a Lambo? DG, this is kind of ridiculous.
I don't know what's more ridiculous. One, getting picked up in a Lambo at this point, but also the fact that that thing is ugly. Like, I get it's a Hummer. Hummers are cool, but LaMelo has the worst possible taste in vehicles because his Hummer is just as ugly.
And shoes. I mean, he's out there wearing pink shoes. I mean, running around on the court. My uncle said it best when I went to our Wizards Hornets game. I don't know why we went to a Wizards Hornets game last year, but we did. And he just hated everything about LaMelo. I honestly kind of like his game, but I don't know. Raph, your take on the car?
Yeah, the car, his outfit. I felt like I was watching an episode of The Simpsons. That's how bad the color was all over the place. I just can't understand his shoe. His shorts were even horrendous. So I don't understand his fashion one bit.
Yeah, just like every time I see him, he's wearing something ridiculous. Every time on camera, I've seen videos of him at the grocery store, Mikey P, just random times that are everyday occurrences for people like us, but he's wearing ridiculous things all the time, Mikey.
Yeah, let's go back to this Hummer real quick. When you go get it wrapped, did they just sit him down with like a piece of blank paper and give him a box of crayons and say, color what you want? And he just started scribbling all over the place and went, here you go. Like, what are we doing? That's the thing that bothers me the most. How did you get to that?
It kind of looks like you could get some shoes together, put a harness on, and start rock climbing it, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. I mean, look at that thing. It's literally a rock climbing wall.
It's ugly.
Oh, all right. That's just a ridiculous vehicle. We'll be right back on Stadium in a couple seconds. Front page news. Welcome back into Coaching Company. Thank you for joining us on the Stadium Network, wherever or however you were able to catch us. My name is Peyton Lodge, in for the coach today, and we're going to get things rolling with a little front page news. Let's go. Topic number one, boys. Kristaps Porzingis. He'll be making his Golden State Warriors debut tonight after the Warriors just acquired him from Atlanta. Steph Curry is out tonight, but he'll be back soon enough. When he does come back, my first question, is this a pick and roll, DG, that could win Golden State a couple of games in the playoffs?
I don't know about that, man. I can't trust Kristaps Porzingis. What is he? Lazarus? Like, he's been out sick, practically dead, and then all of a sudden now he gets traded and he's going to play at this point. I don't care what the pick and roll might look like. I don't love it. I don't think he plays. I don't think he's going to be healthy enough. I don't care what happens with this team and the Warriors in general.
Yeah, I think this is like a moral victory right now for Kristaps Porzingis. Just to get on the court and actually play basketball should be a huge win for him. I don't know that he's going to fit in well with Golden State, except for the Steph Curry pick and roll option. I don't think he's going to upgrade their team, and we don't know how long he's going to actually be on the court either.
I guess if I had to play for Atlanta Hawks, I would fake sick too, but I'd want nothing to do with the Golden State Warriors. If we're in a tanking season in the NBA, if I'm Golden State, tank and try to get somebody to help Seth Curry next year, because right now this Golden State Warriors team is awful.
Yeah, that's the key word right there, is next year. It's going to be interesting to see how long until Steph Curry actually does come back after he opted out of a full workout yesterday with his runner's knee not feeling 100%. So we'll see when he does come back for Golden State. But a lot of guys being shut down right now in the NBA. We'll get to that later on in the show. But topic number two, Team USA men's hockey advances to the semifinals after an overtime win against Sweden yesterday. USA's Dylan Larkin, after the game, said it was the most nervous he's ever been in a hockey game. A lot of people are saying that Team Canada is one of the greatest hockey teams ever assembled. but they had trouble with Sweden yesterday and took them to overtime too. So who takes the gold this year? DG, Team USA, or Team Canada, or neither?
Well, it isn't the Italians, I can tell you that, Mikey P. It's going to be Team USA. And I love the fact that Quinn Hughes yesterday, he waved off the line change in overtime and had that game-winning shot. It was beautiful. I love the moxie that's coming out of Team USA right now. Go Team USA.
I may not be watching every single game or many of the Olympic games, but I will say this. If Team Canada is the best hockey team ever assembled, I've heard a story similar to this. And so go Team USA. I think they'll bring home the gold.
It's going to be very interesting because is Crosby going to put the sweater on again for Team Canada? He got hurt yesterday. They're not ruling him out. But if he is out, then I think USA can nip them and bring home the gold. But we haven't seen a golden ice since the miracle.
That was a really rough shift yesterday for Crosby. Just obviously the first hit that he took, which was the hard hitter, right? He hits him on the ground. And then after that, he got hit like 3 more times in the same shift and was basically like just gliding to the bench and letting the momentum just get him to the bench. It was pretty scary to see for the captain of Team Canada. But it'll be fun to see who takes the gold. But wow, these games are fun to watch right now, Mikey P. A lot more fun than Team Italy. Nothing better than watching pros compete for their home nations, though. All right, topic number 3, Bill Self for Kansas. He was not too happy about Kansas's Darren Peterson subbing himself out last night. 2 minutes into the second half at Oklahoma State. He was having a great game. Kansas was up big, so it didn't really matter. But this has been a problem all season long. DG?
Yeah, Darren Peterson is an issue. He's an issue when he's on the court. He's also an issue when he's off the court because there's nothing that you can really understand as a coach. Like when you go get a guy with the NIL money that it had to take to get him to Kansas, you think like, hey, this guy's going to play. He's going to be awesome. That is true. He's also a headache. And I think Bill Self at this point, I think he's kind of over it. And it's just like, it is what it is at this point for Bill Self.
Yeah, I think Darren Peterson's giving Bill Self cramps at this point. Like, I mean, you just watch how he checked out of the game yesterday, shot a 3, and then just like tapped, and he's like, "I'm out." And if you're an NBA scout or an NBA GM, and you sit down and you go, "So what was going on?" What is your answer if you're Darren Peterson? I'm just trying to make sure I'm ready for this next level. Oh, okay. For what? 10 minutes? Like Darren Peterson's draft stock should really see him kind of leaning out of the top 10, if I say so myself.
Yeah, top 10 probably out, but he's losing so much money coming into this and endorsements coming into the NBA. What team he's going to go? He should be punished and have to play for the Atlanta Hawks.
That'll be one way to punish him, I guess, or like Indiana or something. I don't know, but we're gonna piggyback off of this. This is a big thing right now in college basketball, and obviously NBA, an even bigger thing with just load management and guys shutting players down. But DG, last night every show was talking about Darren Peterson and the Bill Self situation, and after the game, Bill Self was asked about this, and he didn't seem like he was mad at him. He just seemed kind of disappointed, and he was really down about it, really not showing like any emotion, which was very interesting to me that he's not actually upset with Darren Peterson. Maybe he just got done yelling at him, but he didn't seem like he was that mad at Peterson, just like a little disappointed.
Well, when somebody does something over and over and over again to you, you eventually just kind of turn numb to it. And at this point, I think Bill Self, when he plays, he's just kind of like, oh, great. I hope he stays in the game. Whenever he taps, ready to come out, he's out. Like, I think his care level is so low at this point because there's nothing he can do. He can't get him to play minutes. And when he does play minutes, he's awesome. So, like, why would the kid not want to play? I think it's confusing for everyone involved.
I've never seen a guy like have so much fun, Mikey P, like scoring the basketball and just looking so dominant and not wanting to be out there all the time. It's really weird, especially not just guys who are like just dominating defensively, but dominating on the offensive end. Seems like you should have that extra giddy up to be out there and stay out there, especially like that first The first time I saw this was that game on ESPN, Kansas and actually TCU, that came down to the wire, and TCU blew. We don't have to mention that. But just that game that came down to the end, and he just checked himself out towards the end of the game. It was really weird. And then he comes back in and knocks down 3 free throws to tie it. Mikey P, just weird stuff from Darren Peterson that could cost him his draft stock.
Yeah, and I think it's a credit to Bill Self, right? Because he doesn't put all his focus and energy into Darren Peterson. It's great to have him when he's there, and when he's not, my team's prepared to play without him. And so giving the shine to the other players on the roster, great move by Bill Self. And the one thing I hate selfishly is we're coming off the heels of one of the best games in college basketball this year over the past couple years with Arkansas and Alabama. And what are we here talking about right now? Darren Peterson, a guy who doesn't want to play, when Darius Acuff didn't sit out a single second last night.
Yeah, and Ralph, Kansas actually has a great team this year. They could make a deep tournament run. I mean, Mikey P just said it. They're prepared to play without him. They got great players either way. But, I mean, what are the teammates thinking at Kansas? And does this hurt Darren Peterson's NBA draft stock, in your opinion?
I'm sure some teammates are mad. Some teammates are probably happy because now they're getting his minutes to play. So it probably goes both ways. But I think the Big 12 is what's going to be the big issue here because they're the favorites to win the NCAA tournament. They're plus 140, plus 150 out there. But if he's nowhere to be found because he's on the bench because he has cramps, that could hurt the Big 12. That could hurt Kansas.
Kansas has one heck of a roster this year. Melvin Council as a second scorer behind Peterson would be tough to guard if they were both out there, but they're not a lot. Bidunga's been great as well. Trey White can shoot it. I mean, these guys can be championship bound for sure. So Big 12, Raf is actually, definitely would be the favorite, rightfully so. But Darren Peterson subbing himself out. Why isn't Bill Self just ripping him? I understood how good of a player Darren Peterson is. We haven't seen anyone knock down tough shots at the rate that he does in college in a long time. But Bill Self is one of the biggest coaches in all of college basketball and all of basketball, really. 850 career wins under his belt. He can't get a grip on this guy. Kansas needs to get a grip on this Darren Peterson situation because this will not be the last time we talk about it. All right, last topic here. Peterson was off to a hot start in yesterday's game. Darius Acuff had 49 for Arkansas. AJ DeBonsta had 35. DG, is this the best college basketball freshman class we've ever seen?
It is definitely the best that I believe that we've seen for sure in the last 10, probably 20 years. Like they're loaded top to bottom. And it doesn't just go through the top 10. Like you start getting people in the 11 through the 20 that are actually really, really good. And they're not starters in the NBA, they're going to be really good role players. And so I look at this top to bottom and I see a guy like DeBonsta who's there, but also Cam Boozer, Darius Acuff, like you mentioned. There's so many good names that like you could see this as being a change of the guard in the NBA with these young crew coming up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. By the way, Darius Acuff, what a performance, if I haven't said that already. But you look at this freshman class, and I truly do believe, like DG said, it is the best we've seen. And this is great for college basketball. Move over Darren Peterson. You have some of the best talent coming in as true freshmen and dominating the game. When college football was overshadowed by the transfer portal and NIL, you have freshmen leading the way in college basketball, and I'm here for it.
I don't look at freshman classes as college. I look at the draft of the youngsters coming out. In 1995 will not be surpassed by these guys because these guys haven't played in the league. Give me Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Chauncey Billups, Stephon Marbury, and we can also throw in Kevin Garnett in that class.
Remember that night a few weeks ago where Keaton Wagler of Illinois, AJ DeBonsta, and Kingston Flemings for Houston all had 40 in the same night? I mean, that was pretty impressive. It's really impressive what we're seeing right now from some really young players in college basketball. All right, guys, great job on front page news as always. I love that segment. We're about halfway home here on Stadium. We got plenty more coming up. Still got to hoop it up in the NCAA. Haven't talked enough college hoops. There's so much going on right now. And we'll also talk some NBA hoops first day back from the All-Star break. Plenty left here on Stadium. You're watching Coach and Company, so stick around. All right, we're about halfway home, and thanks for staying with us on our YouTube page. Just a little while ago, we got word that a Cooper Flag jersey was that was worn in the first half of his NBA debut was sold for $1 million. This was not only a record for a Cooper Flag collectible, but also for a jersey sold through NBA auctions. So, how much will this jersey be worth one day, DG, as Cooper Flag continues to show how great he really is?
Probably like 700,000. I can't imagine this jersey is going to continue to go up. I love Cooper Flag, but what are we doing? And my question is, where's the second half jersey? Who's got that one?
Yeah, I didn't know he changed jerseys at halftime either. Raph?
Yeah, most players do change jersey at halftime. I remember that when I used to have season tickets in Chicago where they would just beg for Jordan first half jerseys. But this is just a new trend of collectibles. Someone's going to pass this probably next week or next year. Give me a Wemby jersey over a Cooper Flag jersey because we don't know what Cooper Flag's going to do next year for his sophomore season, sophomore slump.
Well, the next highest one, Mikey P, was that Wemby jersey. It was like $750,000 it sold for the first half Wemby jersey. I had no idea they switched jerseys at halftime. Raph knew. Raph, you said that, by the way, when I used to, I thought you were going to say when I used to like play in the league or something. I thought you were going to say something like that.
He is that old.
He kind of pitched it like that. Mikey P, your take on $1 million for first half jersey.
Yeah, well, my upcoming wedding has been delayed by 20 years. Shout out, Lady C. We got a Cooper Flag jersey coming to the house. 1 million big ones, baby.
Wow, let's go. DG, you think it's going to go down, huh? You really don't think it's going to go up?
No, I think it's a joke, but in all honesty, like I think Cooper Flag is great, but I think we're going to see like, hey, that $1 million, this is like the peak in my opinion. Like I think he's going to get better, but I also don't think it's going to be as crazy as buying just a jersey for a first game worn. I don't think it's going to be bring in that much.
Okay, so you're saying hit the peak value-wise rather. Okay. All right, cool. All right, guys, we'll be back in a couple seconds here, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the NBA. Why not? We'll be right back. All right, welcome back on the Stadium Network in the Coaching Company. I'm Peyton Lodge, in for the coach today. Today is the first day back of NBA basketball after the All-Star weekend in LA. We talked a little about the All-Star game on our Tuesday show, but this time around, I want to bring in the guys and talk a little about the biggest news surrounding the league right now. And I mean, guys, the Mavericks just all kinds of guys are being shut down for the year, but the Mavericks just shut down Kyrie yesterday. And I mean, DG, what does this mean for not only the Mavericks this year? We know they're probably not pushing for a playoff run now, but what does this mean for Cooper Flag going forward this season?
I think it means that Cooper Flag is going to play sparingly. I don't think he's going to play every single possible game. Back-to-backs, he's probably sitting. He's going to set like a stretch of 2 or 3 games here and there. And he's obviously coming off an injury right now. So I look at Kyrie Irving, and at this point, they're looking for the future. In the offseason, I wouldn't be surprised if they move on from Kyrie Irving.
Looking for the future, Mikey P. And in the future, if the Mavericks lose a couple games or if they have a rough next 10-game road stretch or whatever, is it possible for the Mavericks to shut down Cooper Flag the rest of the season?
Well, I would certainly hope not. But the NBA lacks integrity at this point anyway, so it wouldn't be shocking. I would like to say that shutting down Kyrie means more opportunity for Cooper Flag, but as DG mentioned, he is coming off an injury. So if they slow roll him back into action, I think they're just looking to see what pieces they want to keep on the roster going into next year, which I agree with DG. They'll move on from Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Flag's got a little fractured part in the middle of his foot, I believe. So it's nothing crazy, but I mean, Raph, when he comes back, it's almost a perfect situation for the Mavs because when they do bring him back, you can just ease him back into things and you do have an excuse for it because he actually did get hurt.
Yeah, his minutes will be limited because of that injury and because they are tanking. They see what these freshman class kids who are coming in and they want one of them. I think the leagues are finally realizing that, hey, let's tank now because new rules are coming. So let's just take it over now, tank and get what we can right now because rules will be different coming up.
Hey,
Yeah,
to
and I feel like
piggyback off of Raphael's minutes restrictions, that's what we're seeing. I know in Memphis for sure with Ty Jerome is they put him on a 20-minute restriction when he plays. And so I think that's the way of the tank with integrity in a sense, because at that point you can get to the fourth quarter and play your 20 minutes and you don't need to go over that. We're going to see the same thing with a lot of players, especially a guy like Cooper Flagg. When he does play, I bet he's on like a 20-minute restriction.
for sure. And it seems so obvious this year because Raph just mentioned the talent in the NCAA now. It's so obvious teams are tanking to get one of those guys just because of the talent level that we see in college basketball. But all right, another team or another guy who's out for a little bit longer is Ja Morant, DG, or Memphis Grizzlies. He's out at least 2 more weeks. Does he even play another game this season?
I don't know why he does. Like, I don't get it. Like, the reason they put him on another 2 weeks is because what's gonna happen, I'm just gonna spoiler alert here, is they're gonna go and come and find more stuff that's wrong after the 2 weeks, and that it's just not progressing as they had hoped. And so because of that, they're gonna end up shutting him down for the season after his 2-week evaluation, because there's just something not right in there. There's no reason he should play. They have to honestly jump through hoops at some point to get him to play on the court. Because what do? Put him on a 12-minute restriction? He's that good to make the team win in a league where nobody wants to win.
He is. Mikey P, give me an elevator pitch as to a reason why Ja Morant would play another game this season.
I mean, I don't know that the trade market is really open for Ja Morant. Otherwise, he could have been moved at the deadline. But if you're Ja Morant, you want to show your possible new home, like, hey, I'm still worth something. It may be a bag of chips right now, but my talent is still there. So if I'm Ja Morant, it's not so much that I'm putting on a Memphis jersey. It's that I'm stepping out to the basketball court, kind of preparing for my future.
There was a lot of talk this year, Raph, that he might have went to the Lakers maybe, but he's so ball dominant. I never really would have thought that was going to be a good idea. He's not a catch and shooter or anything like that. Where would be the best fit for him besides Atlanta, of course, next season?
Every time Morant's name comes up, Miami Heat is always attached. But who would have thought February 19th, if I'm buying stock, I'm buying Zion stock before I buy Morant stock.
Wow. Zion stock. Wow. All right. Didn't he just lose?
Playing. No one's talking about his minutes. He's playing every game. He's not missing back-to-backs. I'm buying his stock before I buy Morant stock.
Yep, he is. He's still young.
Draft pick. So they're trying everything they can to get better at this point.
Trey Murphy's been awesome as well for New Orleans, but they just suck. They suck, DG. All right. Sacramento shut down Zach LaVine and Domantas Sabonis for the rest of the year. Guys, they made some kind of trade and got DeAndre Hunter. I mean, what is Sacramento doing, DG? What are they trying to accomplish?
This is the worst franchise in the NBA. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to sell, trade players at all. They have honestly gotten all the old Chicago Bulls players together, and they sucked when they were together then. Why would they be any better now? Because you added in a few pieces and Domantas Sabonis? It doesn't make sense. They've already traded away Tyrese Halliburton many, many years ago. And so at this point, I hate the Sacramento Kings. They suck.
They suck. Mikey P, I mean, what does Doug Christie, the head coach, what does he even do about this? Because the front office is just setting him up so poorly. It's like, what's his job supposed to be?
God, not the Sacramento Kings he played for, right? Like, this is, if I'm Doug Christie, I'm furious. But if I'm Domantas Sabonis, like, he may not be that outgoing personality, but at this point, I just walk up to the front office and go, yeah, listen, crutches or not, I'm out. Like, I need out of here. You guys don't know what you're doing. You remember he was traded for Tyrese Halliburton. We see what Halliburton's done with the Indiana Pacers. Sabonis could not do it with De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento. It's time for him to leave Sacktown, and the Kings really just need to tear it all down.
It's hard to think, Ralph, that Halliburton was ever in a Kings jersey. Is it weird to think that for you?
I remember when the Kings were beating the Lakers and trying to make playoff runs, but if I'm Sabonis, he was a big trade target, and then he got hurt, and everyone backed off because they didn't know how bad his injury was. So I think that's why he's getting his knee surgery done now, so they think maybe move him in the summer.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, why not? Get him 100% healthy, get his stock up a little bit. All right. 2 games that we want to look into for our first day back to the NBA. First one is Pistons at the Knicks on Prime Video. We just kind of talked about before the show this morning. Jalen Duren going to be out for this game for Detroit. Going to be a Paul Reed game, DG. What do you got to say about Paul Reed?
Paul Reed's good. I really like his game, but honestly, when putting him into the starting lineup or when you're putting him into bigger minutes, he does produce. He just can't produce as consistently as a guy like Jalen Duren can. I really like Cade Cunningham. Anything about Cade Cunningham and the Pistons I like. I know they're going against the Knicks, and I know the Knicks are somewhat healthy, but I still like give me the points, give me the Pistons all day long.
Mikey P.
Yeah, I'm with DG here. Give me the Pistons. No discredit to Jalen Brunson or Karl Anthony Towns, but talent for talent, I'm taking Cade Cunningham over everybody on the floor tonight in this game, and I really like Cade. And I think if it comes down to it needing to be a Cade game, the Pistons can at least cover at worst.
Raph, I feel like no Pistons or no Jalen Duren is pretty big for the Pistons. He's a huge guy who gets some big boards for them. Starting Paul Reed is tough because after that you don't really have that center by committee anymore in Detroit. So is that going to be a struggle for them tonight to match up with the Knicks big guys down low?
That's why I kind of like Cat's rebounds tonight. I think he has a big game, but Big Tommy C was all over the Pistons yesterday, and it was at 3.5. I said wait because we're probably going to see 5. And what do we have right now? 4.5. So if you guys love the Pistons, which I kind of do, if I can get +5, I'm jumping with you guys. But wait, because I think Knicks money comes in all day.
Big Tommy C. All right, Fugazi. We talked about that before the show. 10% off Fugazi. All right, Celtics Warriors is another one on Prime Video. It's going to be the late game tonight. DG, Celtics by 5.5 in this game. Who do you have tonight?
I love the Celtics, and I never would have thought before the season that a Jaylen Brown-led Celtics team, I would really like him. But if you look against the spread, the Celtics are 18-8 on the road on the season. The Warriors, they haven't played well at home this entire season, 13-14 against the spread, but they just haven't looked great. Without Steph, I don't think even Lazarus Porzingis himself rises up in this game.
Mikey P, 18-8 on the road without Jason Tatum, your franchise guy. Seems like the franchise guy is the one who takes over those road games for you, but Jaylen Brown's just been playing like an absolute MVP this year.
Yeah, the great thing for Boston, they have 2 franchise guys, and they're both being paid like that, Tatum and Brown. But more than anything, take away all the talent on the court. The reason I believe the Celtics are as good as they are, even without Tatum, is because the man on the sidelines, and that's Joe Mazzulla. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about rosters or feelings or national attention, and I think the Celtics win by double digits tonight.
Raph, you like that, double digits?
Yeah, because when are we going to get Boston Celtics, the bench, some love? This is why they're that good, because they're a very deep team. They can shoot the 3 off the bench. They're winning games because of their bench and Brown. But I got to give it to Mikey P. Mikey P said from the beginning of the season the Celtics would still be relevant. So hats off. We're talking about it right now, and they're very, very relevant.
They're for sure relevant, DG. I mean, coming in to what are they, 3rd in the East right now? I mean, what are they going to have like after this? I mean, you go to a series with them. You got Pritchard and Brown. Peyton Pritchard's been having an incredible season. How big is that down the stretch, especially in the playoffs for them? If you do get yourselves in a series, do you want to see Boston if you're an opposing team?
Well, that's the thing is you got to play a little bit of their style because they are shooting the 3 from deep, and you have guys that are gritty like Derek White, but also a sharpshooter in Sam Hauser. But the biggest question with the Boston Celtics as we get closer and closer here to the actual playoffs, what are they going to do with Jason Tatum? Does he try to make a return? And if he does return, what does it look like? How does it hurt or help chemistry? There could be some big changes with the Celtics one way or the other.
Mikey P, does Jason Tatum make the appearance?
All I'm saying, I don't have any inside info. I'm not Raphael. All I'm saying is there was a game moved back on March 1st to Sunday Night Basketball on NBC. I'm just saying March 1st is circled on my calendar for a reason.
Wow. All right. March 1st. March 1st circled on my calendar as well because that'll be my first play-by-play baseball game. Raph, real quick. You have something?
I am hearing that he will be back. I don't know if it's March 1st, but he's already agreed and told the team that he will come off the bench when he comes back. He will not start.
Wow. Well, that's how the NBA does it now, I guess, off the bench. All right. We'll be right back in a couple seconds. All right, welcome back to our YouTube page as we continue on here. We're going to talk a little bit about college basketball last night, which was UConn and Creighton was kind of the talk of the night. Why? Because UConn lost by 7 to Creighton in their own building, number 4 ranked UConn. Creighton was a 15.5-point dog, DG. Oh, man. But Creighton guard Josh Dix had 21 and led the team just 2 weeks after he lost his mother. Got to think his mother was watching over him last night. So congrats to him. It was a great game for Josh Dix last night.
Yeah, great game by Josh, but also the coaching staff for Creighton and how they manage this game and play this game just on paper with the style of play. UConn has been a really good team, but at home they've kind of been struggling. Hurley called out their fans saying that they didn't give them the same atmospheres that when they go on the road they play against, and so maybe that home crowd is maybe they're catered to. Maybe they don't have the same drive because they've been winning lately, and so maybe we'll see how it goes.
It's hard for UConn when Mikey when UConn goes on the road, they just get a little. I mean, opposing teams just kind of go crazy because it's UConn. I mean, you want to beat UConn, but when you're at home, I mean, you're kind of expecting to win every game. So yeah, maybe these fans are catered to a little bit.
Yeah. Can we do a welfare check on Mr. Hurley today? I mean, this guy is the most angriest guy. I mean, I know we talked about the UCLA coach on this program earlier this week, but Dan Hurley, I think the guy just wakes up mad at the world.
Cronin or Hurley?
I like Cronin. I mean, I love his press conferences, but let's face it, with UConn, the crowd was more excited for women's basketball than it was for men's basketball yesterday, and their defense was awful yesterday for UConn. Half the times, Creighton had 5-on-3 on a fast break because the other guys were just too lagging. It was awful for UConn.
TCU women's basketball yesterday. Let's go. Bobby Hurley a little crazy for Arizona State as well, DG. Have you seen what he's been doing?
All the Hurleys are crazy. Let's just be honest about that. Even the dad.
even the dad. Dad raised him. All right, we'll be right back on Stadium. All right, welcome back. Peyton Lodge here, filling in for the coach today on a beautiful Thursday on Coach and Company. We're going to finish this show up with a little college basketball talk because everyone likes what's going on right now around the country, and especially in the freshman class. Freshmen putting up big numbers last night in double overtime and in losing fashion. DG, Bama, Arkansas last night was a fantastic game. Darius Acuff drops 49 points at Alabama last night, and they lose? What are we doing? Is Acuff a top 5 draft pick, though?
He hasn't been, but I think that we're hearing more and more of him shoot up the list here in the top 10 and the top 5. I think he eventually gets there, but it all depends on what team, because being a point guard, you're a little limited on, what slot you fall into. I know there's a team in Memphis that would just love to have an Arkansas kid just slide on down the road here in Memphis to get Darius Acuff, top 5, top 10, whatever it is. Just come on home, buddy.
Wow, what would that look like? Acuff and Ja being behind.
Ja's gone. Let's just be honest.
Ja would be gone. All right, Mikey P, your take on Acuff last night. You watched the game. We were texting about it.
Yeah, I absolutely love this kid's game. And, I don't want it to go without being mentioned. This kid did not step off the court. Arkansas had 7 healthy players that Coach Cal believed in. He never left the court. Take note, Darren Peterson and most of the NBA. So, you don't have to question his stamina, his energy. I thought it was the best performance we've seen in college basketball in a while. The broadcast was comparing it to the 54 points from Jody Meeks back in the day. So yeah, he's an incredible player, and I really like his game translating over to the next level.
And even after the game, Calipari in the postgame said that he was wearing a walking boot 2 days prior to that game. And so for that, he was saying he was playing no matter what. Crazy.
Jody Meeks, Lakers legend, Jody Meeks, baby. Jody Meeks.
I forgot he played for the Lakers.
That was when I was watching bad Laker basketball. Raph, your take on Acuff last night?
Fade Arkansas in their next game, because look at their top 5 minutes that they played yesterday. These kids are going to be exhausted for not 1, not 2, but 3 days. They poured their heart out in that game. Best game in college basketball And boy, Alabama just reminds me of the Boston Celtics. If they're dead on 3 points, they can win every game. But if they can't hit the three ball, they're going to get blown away by double digits.
7 available players last night who actually play for Arkansas. Coach Cal had no choice but to take in 2 guys to be out there together when the game mattered most and have them try to run plays. It was pretty funny watching them come out there because they were kind of like, what's going on? Where do I go? And Coach Cal, just go to the corner. Let's go to the corner. But, all right, DG, another one here was A.J. DeBonsa. He dropped 35, went 13 for 28 from the floor, and BYU loses to Arizona by 7 without Koa Pete, but the game was never really close. It was Arizona all the time. How many times are we going to watch A.J. DeBonsa have a great night and BYU ends up losing again?
Well, that BYU team, that crumble money that's coming in for AJ DeBonsa, like we're just showing there's not a lot of good pieces surrounding him just in general. But I think we're going to see AJ end up being the #1 pick. I know he's been rumored, and then also Darren Peterson at times. I think Darren Peterson will eventually fall off of the top 5. I think he has the talent. It all depends on what these coaches say. But, man, AJ DeBonsa should be the #1 overall pick whenever the draft comes.
Big deal last night, Mikey P, was Richie Saunders being out. He didn't really have another shooter for BYU, so he had to put up 28 shots. Should he be putting up 28 shots every game?
No. Welcome to the NBA, AJ. Just like DJ said, or the DG said, excuse me, he should be and will be the #1 pick in my opinion. I think my top 3 right now would go Cam Boozer at 2, AJ at 1, and then Darius Acuff sliding in at 3. I believe he can get up to that spot. But if you're AJ DeBonsa and you're putting up all these points and all these shots and you're still losing, yeah, you sound like a guy going to a very bad NBA team at the next level.
Yeah, you do. Congrats, you're going to Washington. Raph, I've never seen a more lopsided team than BYU. They got 5 really good starters when Richie Saunders plays, but then you go to the bench and it is just it really drops off drastically, and that's why these guys haven't been in games against really good opponents.
Yeah, I think BYU's team last year was almost better than this team last year because they had depth and they had 3-point shooting. This year they have nothing. But the NBA draft, we keep on mentioning NBA draft. There's 2 to 3 foreign guys in there that could be 2, 3, or 4. Because what the NBA now? It's foreign players that they like. Look at the people. Look at the stars. They're not USA born, so keep an eye out for that. But yesterday's game was all about Arizona for me. Yes, I was looking at BYU. But I want to see how Arizona bounced back from a horrible week last week. Not 1 loss, but 2 losses.
Well, foreign guys, Team World. We'll see if they stick with Team World next year in the All-Star weekend. Wow, that was brutal. All right, we're going to do a little bit of lock it in here because we got to have a winning day, guys. So it's time to lock it in. All right, just a couple seconds on each pick. We'll start in the top left with Raph. Raph, where are we headed today?
First, we're going to NBA. Houston, Charlotte, first quarter over 52.5. Charlotte is at home where they averaged 30 points per game in the first quarter, so I think it hits again. Then in college basketball, we're going to the UC Irvine Anteaters. Team total over 74.5. This game total opened up at 141. It is now 143.5, and the books did not move the team total number. Give me the Anteaters.
DG, my favorite games of the day.
Let's go Portland State -3.5. It's at -115. They're 9-2 straight up at home. But, man, I love how this team plays defense. They get the win by 5 or more tonight. And then South Dakota at Denver. Yeah, you heard that right. Over 161.5 at -110. This is going to be an absolute track meet. Go ahead and get it now before it moves to 163.5.
I can't wait to watch that game with my Denver jersey on. I'm so excited. All right, Mikey P, where are you headed today?
I'm going to Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Give me Jalen Tyson over 11.5 points. I believe Tyson will get plenty of run with a overmatched and just outweighing the Brooklyn Nets. And then give me the Washington Wizards +2.5 against the Indiana Pacers at home. The Pacers have about 8-9 guys on their injury report. So I'll take the fully strength Washington Wizards over the Pacers.
8 or 9 guys on the injury report. It sounds like Arkansas. All right, the coach has round 1 plays at the Genesis. Xavier Schauffele, round 1 score over 69.5 at -139. Ben Griffin over Lou Adberg in his first round. And Ashe Batia over Ryan Gerard is his last play. Wow, a 3-leg parlay. You could even do that if you're watching the Genesis. I said it. I did say parlay. All right, I got the Celtics over or covering 5.5 in Golden State. No Steph Curry, no Jimmy Butler, but there is a Kristaps Porzingis. Now, that doesn't scare me. We'll be just fine there. Team USA as well. Hockey over 4.5 total goals. I think they come out firing today against a team that has no NHL goaltenders whatsoever. All right, guys. Raph, time to make us a little bit smarter today.
We're to the NBA. That's because they start today. The Phoenix Suns have lost each of their last 10 road games against San Antonio Spurs that have a winning record. The Spurs are 7.5. And another nugget, the Spurs have won 11 straight Thursday night games.
Wow. DG, does that just mean take Phoenix or do you take the Spurs?
The trend says take the Spurs. Do we just like look it dead in the eye and say, I don't believe you?
Mikey P, you got a Phoenix or San Antonio tonight?
I'm going to go against the grain. Let's go Phoenix Suns.
Wow.
I'm going back to the Spurs now.
Spurs are moving to Indiana.
True.
Are you going to be watching the UC Irvine game or the Spurs game, Raph?
Well, I have both. I have 6 TVs in my office. I might just have
There's
one.
6 TVs in your office?
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Big
Wow.
baller over there.
We were just talking about remote channel changers the other day. Do you have all 6 channel changers or do you let someone else have one of them?
No one has. I have no kids. The wife's not allowed in here. I get the remotes.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, guys, I hope you guys like that. That was me today. All right, producer man, you know what time it is. It's been great, but I got class I got to get to right now. I got Global Sports Media, room 156 at 11. So we're cutting it close here. I'm feeling a big day, big winning day from the crew for DG, for Mikey P, our numbers guy, Raphael, and for producer man, making everything look just like it is here at TCU Expensive. My name is Peyton Lodge, filling in for the coach. This is Coaching Company. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.